Takbir! Allahu Akbar!
Welcome back. The video you saw I took last weekend in Slovakia. I had a nice course with this awesome group there. And then at the end they showed me a little piece of their performance and I uploaded it on Facebook. Many of you liked it, but a few of you of course totally criticized it. It's too dangerous, and what if an arrow will break, and how can they, and how can I even promote something like this? It's irresponsible and what have you. So that's why today we talk about the safety in archery. You saw these guys, they're laying on the floor, they sit, they kneel and they stand and they shoot over the heads of their people. Which I don't feel comfortable, but it's a show. And when this group of these people agrees that they do it, they trust each other, they check their equipment, then they do it. And as I mentioned in one of the comments, isn't that dangerous? And I said, yeah, not more dangerous than when you go to McDonald's and eat. So this is when they agree on it and it's for a show performance. If they want to do this, it's fine. If they would do, and which they never do, that they point an arrow somewhere, if this would be the audience, and an arrow would point somewhere there, even if they turn around or something, they never point a loaded bow, even if it's not drawn towards the target. Okay, so they keep their safety standards very high. I like that, and with that I don't have a problem when they do this performance. Now, as some of you still might complain and it's dangerous and how can they? Okay, if you complain, but then I am still waiting for the outcry of, let's say, Mr. Byron Ferguson, one of the best trick shooters you have. And look at him, he stands in this video explaining to the audience and having the bow like this, and then he starts shooting his target. So if it's not acceptable, which I think it is not, that even only a loaded bow without being pulled is pointing towards a target, then please tell Mr. Ferguson to not to do it. On the other side, he is shooting then towards a target where the other guy is throwing a disc, or his wife is throwing an aspirin or something. So there is a person in front of him and his bow in a show. You know, this is not someone of the audience or whatever. He agreed to do that. Is it dangerous? Yes. It's not dangerous because he lacks the skills. All of these archers have the skills to perform these shots. But of course an arrow can break and then the splinters can fly somewhere and it can be dangerous. Yes, it can be.
Now, just to make sure you'll be able to see this one and some that's even smaller after this one, we set up a black backstop for both me to be able to see it, for you to be able to see, and tell if I actually hit it or not.
That much to Byron Ferguson. Then you can see as example Peter Stecher, the bowman. He did this show performances, right? Where somebody's standing sideways on the target and he's shooting a ring or something or what have you, or a balloon. So there are many videos out where he shows he's doing this. Is it dangerous? Yes, but it's a show. Then you have this random guy, I don't know his name, look at him. And when he starts explaining stuff, at one point in time he stands again. Behind is his target where he's shooting and he stands like this, blah, 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 with a loaded arrow talking to the audience. No go. You stand there, point to your target if you have to. But there is then again this lady standing, throwing the discs or swinging this balloon or what have you. So is it dangerous? Yes, but it's a show.
It's inappropriate. However, funny enough, it's very customary. Here's what it looks like. Nervous? I am too.
Actually, phone discs are considered a task, so.
Then let's talk about one of my favorite archers. I'm not sure if I even have to comment it. Lajos Kashai. I don't know if I pronounce it right. He's riding on his horse in an arena, shooting at targets which are held by some guys. And even there is one running, throwing small discs, and he is shooting them. You will see the footage in a second. I think from a horse, shooting a moving target is a little more dangerous and tricky, and more things can go wrong than having a static thing and somebody standing 2-3 meters away from the target and you shoot a balloon or something. I don't want to say it's not dangerous, it is. But this looks for me way more. But then this is one thing, when these people agree to hold a target there, it's their thing. But you see that the audience around is sitting there and he is riding around, and then somebody is holding here his target and he shoots here, but the audience is back there. And did you ever see an arrow coming and then just skimming a target and bouncing off unpredictably? So this is for me something very dangerous. So when the audience is in the way, he is shooting, the audience is back there, and he comes riding with his horse and there is someone standing and he shoots this target. And back there is the audience. So this would be for me a no-go. There's even another video of him where he stands on top of the arena and shoots over the heads of the audience down there into the center of the arena to a target. This for me is a no-go. So if there's an outcry, please don't tell these show group when they shoot over their own people's heads that it's dangerous. Tell me then this is dangerous, okay?
Kassai Lajos győzött, ott is és itthon is. A lovas ínyászatban önök is látják, a lovas vántatóló hátáról célzott lövéseket. A 8 és a 9, itt a 10, 11 és a tucat. A nyerekben hátrafordulva is megy a lövés, nincs menekvés. A magyarok nyilaitól ments meg, Uram, minket! Képzéseken részt venni. Kapcsolódjanak be önök is, ha tehetik. Egészen kicsi gyermekkortól, egészen addig, amíg az ember a lóra tud ülni. És ha oldal párhuzamosan, jelben mindössze 30 cm az átmérője dob fel a levegőbe, a repülő korongot kell eltalálni a lovasnak, és belelőni a vesszőt. Annak érdekében természetesen, hogy ez sikeres lehessen, nagyon sok edzés.
And at the end, let's have a look at our famous, all-beloved Mr. Howard Hill. Look what he is doing. The girl is sitting on the side of his target, he shoots there, then two girls sit there, he shoots there, and then of course the famous one where he shoots the plum from the head of this guy kneeling there. Of course, this guy had a metal helmet and then a wig on it, but still it protects his head, but not his body. So he shoots towards a human being. But this one agreed on that, so fine by me. But of course, if this is now all justification for you to do stupid things, I'm sorry, I'm not responsible for your behavior. I just show what I like. I tell you sometimes what I don't like.
It took two of them to pull off this trick, but Howard does it by himself. Right in the neck. Then invite Howard Hill over. That's certainly... Zowie, dead center. All hole in the board. Brother, if you manage that one, I'll believe in miracles. Well, right through that hole, into that apple, remember. Hold everything. It won't be long now. Boy, that guy has a lot of courage, or a lot of faith in Howard Hill. Zingo, a direct hit. The force of the shot.
And now we come to my videos. With the last die Pfeilschiene von pfeilsam.de, the Tong Ah Mashra, I showed many people were upset. It's dangerous, how can you show this, and it's not working, and it's so many injuries I see coming, and what have you. You might be right. And one said, you know, this is might cause that somebody who is not shooting well or doesn't know what to do, and he gets one of these Pfeilschiene and he shoots himself. This guy admits that he is a skipping champion. So first of all, 4 years ago I did the first video with a Mashra from Custom Thumbring Archery, and I think, have a look at the video. It takes a little until you get used to it, especially the loading sequence is a little fumbly in the beginning. It takes a bit. So that needs a little practice, like everything in life. In the beginning it's a little, like everything new, you need to learn and figure how you do it. It needs a little fiddly, needs a little workaround that you get used to it. Interesting device, I definitely need to practice way more with this. You know, once you have 1,000 repetitions or 10,000 repetitions, then you get the hang easier of it. In the beginning it's a little fiddly because you have one thing more to fiddle on the bow and between the bow and make sure that everything is lined up. And you're ready to shoot. And then it's a heck of a fun. It needs practice. But once you get the hang of it, it's totally fun. It's fun. It's a little fiddly in the beginning, but once you get the hang of it, and you see even with a cheap Tatar bow, Ali bow, heck of a fun. So this is a durable piece of thing. My river cane was not so durable. And then it's, again, you have the arrow behind you, and when the thing breaks, so be sure. Even thumb release will work. It's a little tricky because you really need to make sure that you hold everything. Then it works. Needs practice, a lot of practice. So needs practice, but it's really fun, even with a cheap bow. Again, make sure that you don't overdo it with the weight of your arrows for your bow, which you use. It's cool, needs practice, and then it's fun. So Slavic release works best for me because then I have here nice control. I can hold this, I can hold the arrow, I can hold everything nice and tight. I can draw, feels a bit more secure for me. But it works with thumb release too, needs a little more fiddly, but you get used to it. Start with very low draw weight, as usual, and then start building up, always be safe. Always be safe. Thank you very much for watching. How often did I say, it's a little fiddly, you need to get used to it, you need to get work, you need to work on it, that you get, you get it right. Second video was the one I bought from Freddy Archery, the Korean one. And I shot this one. Of course, I guess it needs some practice that you get used to it. The nice thing is that they are not too pointy, so you can simply put them in your pockets. So you align the arrow. But I guess with practice, as with everything, you get even faster there too. You knock it. You put your thumb in there. Maybe I made this thing a little too short. But hey, you know. So, you wrap this around, you wrap this around, and you're ready to go. Look at this. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Bam! So, it's not rocket science, it's not so bad. It takes just a little more because you have one piece more, and there's always this little bit of, not that it will come out here, but on the other side you see that the tunnel in front is quite closed, so the chance that this thing will come out and shoot through your hand is quite minimal, but happened. Not to me, but to others. As said, matter of practice. Yup. Nice. It's a little, you know, you feel a bit uncomfortable in the beginning, but it works. How often did I mention it's a little in the beginning and it feels a little hoo. And then the last one, die Pfeilschiene.de. So, and if you would have now the decency, I spent my time doing a video explaining everything in this time of a whatever 20-minute video. If you don't have the decency to watch it all because it interests you, and you just pick a little piece and then go out and try to reproduce this, it's really not my fault. Look at the video. Now, of course, you need to know how to shoot it, which I don't. That's why people always make fun of me. Wee, 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 wee. Scares me always the first time. I need a few shots. If you press too far there, it will come out, so you need to be careful. But you know that. And if not, there's in Austria a guy who does this original, traditional Turkish, what have you. He will show you. Right, Kylie? Genau. It's a little fiddly, so you need to just, you know, you get the hang of it. I maybe get the hang of it too. But talking and shooting is already too much. So you hold it in place. And then you can full draw. Zack. I said, I'm obviously not the guy you want to ask how to shoot this thing, but you know, I can shoot it, so that's the thing. Really needs some practice. That you get used to it. When I need some practice. But be mindful, it's dangerous when, you know, so be careful. Don't start with a high poundage as usual. Start low poundage and don't full draw in the beginning. You need to get the feeling for this stuff, so which I still don't have. But you know. The Pfeilschiene, the overdraw device, the Tong Ah, the different names in different cultures. 35 inches, quite long, but you know, whatever draw length you have, he gets you covered. And you can have a lot of fun, but it needs work, and even I need to work on this. But as said, these baby arrows, they are just not my thing, but you can make it work. So you just need to make sure that you don't lift the arrow when you hold it, but this is, you just try until you have it, and then it works. It's still a little dangerous. I said, a friend of mine, Facebook friend, a pro, he shot the arrow through his hand because it came off. So it's a little dangerous. You know what you're doing, so don't be silly with these things. They're really dangerous. And now you see that I even mentioned, know what you're doing. It is dangerous. Practice properly. Ask someone. Do something. So just, you know, it has to do with respect, in my opinion. I do a video and I show everything in the course of one video, and I tell you in the video a few times, know what you're doing, it's dangerous. But of course, if you just skip through the video and what have you, of course you don't get the whole information. But when you then don't get the whole information, go out and do some stupid things, please don't blame me. Okay, so blame your own irresponsibility then. Of course, all these Tong Ahs and Mashras are dangerous because you have this short arrow always behind your hand. And as I said, I think in almost every video, a guy here in Austria, he shoots Korean bows, heavy bows. He knows how to shoot. He shoots since centuries. And he tried it and he said, I was not completely focused. And he shot one of these baby arrows through his hand. So even a pro who knows how to can damage his hand, can injure himself. So of course it's dangerous, and with a little bit of common sense, a little bit, not much, you know already that having the arrows here is fine, but having an arrow here in a channel which is open, which is not a crossbow, might be dangerous. I think everybody gets this point. So, and I really made the point in the video too that it is dangerous and you have to be careful. So, my 5 cents to all this stuff. So now go out and stay safe, be safe, shoot safe. Okay? Thank you very much for watching. Catch you in the next one.